religious institutions, and on, right? That it would be impossible for all of these people to be lying and hide such a truth on such a great scale. But it's actually not impossible. And you should know that a magician is someone that uses trickery to deceive you, okay? And a magician is the same as a lawyer or a scientist. These people understand how to use physics and language to deceive other people. It's what they do. A lawyer in a court of law will provide facts, evidence, logic, reason, motives, all to support his case to get his client off, right? Say he's being convicted of murder. Well, the prosecuting attorney, his job is the same. He's got to provide facts, logic, reason, eyewitness testimony to try to say that the guy is guilty. So how do you know which one's telling the truth? Well, you don't, because if the guy actually gets off and it is considered found, I should say, innocent, or if he's found guilty, that doesn't mean he's innocent. It just means that the lawyer was good enough to convince the jury using trickery that he was innocent. That's the way it works, okay? So this applies to every aspect of our lives. The religious institutions do this, governments do it, NASA does it, Hollywood does it, obviously. Corporations do it. It's the first thing you learn in in marketing is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. How to appeal to a person's animal nature, from their physical needs to their psychological needs. And it's a club, okay? Once you get in there and you raise up to the higher echelon, in all these institutions, they all know how to do this. They all manipulate and control and get their way using language and math and trickery. Just because math explains a true statement, an equation might be a true statement, it doesn't mean that it's telling you the whole truth. We don't need trickery, we need motive. And the motive is the very fact that all of these institutions are run by people who want control and use trickery. They're the ones that use the trickery to deceive people into believing something that is not the true nature of reality. It is not their actual reality. If you are just a speck on a ball in a vacuum, or you're just flesh and bones, and that's it, parts and parts stuck together. So the ones who hide this truth from you are the ones who are lying. And if you look at the Vatican, and you look at government and the symbols that they use and how they've been hiding this from us, and you know that scientists work for these corporations and these institutions, and you know that they're not all trustworthy. Not everyone who becomes a scientist is like, oh, I'm not a liar, so I became a scientist. No. People lie. Scientists get paid money to tell you what they want them to tell you. Yeah. So you can't just automatically believe everybody because they're an authority figure or a scientist. They use trickery to deceive you on a great scale in all aspects of life, in all institutions. You cannot just blindly trust them. And that's how they can all lie to you, by simply choosing a false template, which is still valid in its mathematics and all that, up to when you start contradicting your own physics. But it looks like a valid model, and then they hide the other model. That in itself should be a red flag. Why would you hide the flat earth model? It's an inversion of the heliocentric model. You should know that that's just something that could possibly exist. You shouldn't say it's stupid and you're not allowed to think about it, as scientists are doing today, because that's a red flag. They should be saying, oh yeah, that is the inversion, but that's not the truth, if that's what they actually think. But that's not what they do. So these are red flags you have to look for. They're lying to you. You have to ask why. And they don't want to talk about something they shouldn't be afraid of talking about. And that's weird.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Idialenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.